back to Commit to the Bit. I'm Kate Spencer.
And I'm Petra Bab. Kate, are you tired
Actually, um,
of running through my mind all day?
sorry, I I fucked up that punchline for you. I was like, honestly, thank you for asking.
You're like, nobody asks me that anymore.
I was like, it is so good to see that someone actually cares about my well-being. Okay, yeah, running through your mind. Are you actually thinking about me a lot?
All the time.
So anyway, I have something to ask you.
Oh no.
That's really important. I've been like low-key microdosing the Batman
You're
series.
like heroin.
Close. The Batman series.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to watch Dark Knight because I think it's good, but I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to understand the lore, so I like went back and I watched Batman Begins, where
Mm-hmm.
they like somehow think they pulled a fast one with Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal. I digress. Anyway, basically the lore is he's scared of bats and he has a lot of money, but he low key like goes into the middle of the like Arctic and becomes a really good fighter.
Yes.
Okay, that's the whole lore. And I
Liam
watched a
Neeson helps them,
2-hour
I think.
movie. I know. Why the fuck they cast Liam Neeson in that is beyond me.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a weird casting choice. Anyway,
He has a lot of good
I
experience. Like, did you see the one where he like saves his daughter? Like
you mean
that.
the 5 where he saves his daughter? There's like 8 Taken movies, you
How
know.
you're like, how does she keep getting taken?
I know. I'm like, stay at home, queen. Get a 9 to 5, a work from home from your desk. Um anyway, my thing about Batman, I watched all the Marvel movies with my ex-boyfriend.
Mhm.
5 minutes in, we
Mentioned.
mentioned the
Mentioned.
ex-boyfriends. God. Anyway, I watched all the Marvel movies. They all have supernatural powers, right?
Mhm.
So I was like waiting for Batman to get like bit by a bat or a spider or like tased really hard in the nutsack or something to like get him to have all these powers. He's not Superman, or he has no supernatural powers.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Batman. For
Mhm.
for those who don't know Batman, I'm like
Mhm.
explaining like an 89-year character. Okay,
You're like
anyway.
little niche movie. It's called Batman.
I just saw it. I think it's coming out in Telluride Film Festival. Um anyway, and all of his villains thus far that I've seen are also just like dick bags. Like they're not super villains. They're just
Yes.
villains.
Mhm.
And right, like Bruce Wayne is like a billionaire. We
Mhm.
have more billionaires now than we've ever had in the history of billionaires, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I didn't look that up and please don't fact check that, but I have to assume. Do you not like why don't we have Batman now? Go ahead. Your turn.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now why. Billionaires are actually not very good people and they're not interested in serving anyone else but themselves.
Petra,
Capitalism.
you know how many billionaires listen to this podcast. You are gonna have to edit that out. That was shitty. I also guess that like Batman is still a good fighter. He's like da 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 boom 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 boom. And
Mhm.
imagine Jeff Bezos having he's like the richest
Dude,
billionaire in America,
Mark
right?
Zuckerberg is on his way. Do you see what like he's doing right now? It's actually insane. Like
His
he's
little
like
surfboard covered in sunscreen. Our modern day Batman's just like soaked in zinc.
well, he's like actually like training like with like UFC fighters and
With
MMA and
Jake
stuff.
Paul?
No, like so Elon Musk was like, I'm gonna fight Mark Zuckerberg. And Mark Zuckerberg was like, bet. And he like trained he's still training to
Okay,
this day. And he's like
Batman,
training
here we
so hard.
go.
He's like training so hard and he's ripped as hell. Like it's actually insane. So Mark Zuckerberg
Okay.
could be the next Batman. You don't
Well, he
know.
needs to build a really cool suit and a really cool layer.
What would his name be?
And
What would his name be? What do you think?
bitch, nutsack. Sorry, I don't
Yep.
know.
Uh,
It's early. That's
Meta
my
Man.
level of
Meta
that's
Man. Meta Man.
oh, but then we would know who he is. It's got to be something he's scared of. Women. You know, like Batman is scared of bats, so he's Batman. What woman man?
Andrew Garfield in
I
that one scene, and
yeah. Sorry. I left my Prada. I don't know the rest of the words. I just like the way he yells. Sorry, and my fuck you flip flops.
You self-pretentious a-hole. Well, I don't know. What does he say?
Wow.
I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god. And he's also Spider-Man. Very cool. Very cool. Wrap
Connection,
around.
connection, connection,
I know. I was
connection.
like low-key so into those Spider-Mans when I was younger.
Me too. Yeah.
Fuck, what was I just gonna say about billionaires?
You're like,
Hmm.
we love them.
I'm like, shout out. If you do want us to switch and sponsor anything and
Just
you'll pay
them.
us for
I'm
this
like,
podcast.
this episode is sponsored by Bill Gates. Bill Gates. He's a good guy.
Follow the link in our show notes to go to Bill Gates's address
And don't forget,
clap outside.
I love cat t-shirts is also on the roster.
Cattshirts.com. All right, I'm gonna let Petra take it away with flirting, because if you know Petra, you don't leave a conversation with her that isn't like, wait, why am I blushing? Petra, stop. Like, the way Petra texts me, you would think we are dating. And my replies are like, okay, period. What time? Question mark.
I'm like sending so many emojis and like happy faces and like winky faces, and I'm like, love you. And she's like,
I know.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Petra will flirt your pants off, so I'm gonna let her man the ship of this episode, because God knows I should not. I'll be in the back having snacks.
You're like, I'm actually just gonna head out. Bye, guys.
I'm like, all right, that's a wrap on me. Catshirts.com.
and Bill Gates. Okay, good stuff. Okay, thank you, Kate, for that. You were gassing me up. I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
That means a
Petra,
lot
you're
to me.
hot. Everyone likes you. I've never met, like, people in high school were always like, Petra's here! And her friend Kate's also here. She drove her, actually. All the guys always like Petra, and I drive because Petra can't.
But the thing is that like you say that, but everyone was equally excited to see you. And you know
No,
that,
they weren't.
yes, they
Don't
were.
lie. Don't lie to the listeners.
Okay, well, let's check the facts. Every single guy you've ever had a crush on in high school has hit you up, like, wanting you, so...
Except for bleep that.
That is not true.
Waiting on that.
He booty called you, and you know that. And you know that.
It's not the same. I wanted a proposal.
You're like, it's not the same. I wanted him to call me and tell me that he loves me and he will never live without me.
And is that so weird to want? Okay. Take it away with your bits.
All right.
Theme music here.
It's just like sensual, like saxophone.
Yeah. Let's have Nick remake the theme songs, like, commit to the bit at night.
Hot, great.
Hat, sexy.
Okay, so this first one is like after you meet someone for the first time and you're, flirting with them all night, whatnot, and it's you're ready to go home, and you look at them and you gotta act like just like super stoic and like you're in a movie, like you're Christian Bale and Batman.
And I am.
And you are. And
I'm Rachel Dawes, the Kate Holmes version. Katie Holmes, Kate Holmes.
You Jesus Christ. You grab a little bit of their hair and like push it to the side or whatnot. You're just like one piece of hair.
Oh, you lost me.
Okay, you like touch their face or like caress their face or like put your hand on the back of their head and you go, God, I need to take you away from here. Or like, like from a movie, it's like, I gotta take you away from this place. Or
you're too good for a place like Gotham.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to take you away from all this.
And if I did that to a man, he would slap my hand away. He would call his Uber.
Be like, I want to make an honest man out of you. Take you away from all this. It's even funnier if you're a woman doing it to a man.
You're too special. You're too good for me.
What's a man like you
Oh.
doing in a place like this? I want to take you away from all of it. I want to take you away from this bad place.
Oh God. How does something so beautiful and innocent as you end up in hands like mine?
Something about you just brings out the protector in me. Ah, God.
Brokeback Mountain. We could have had a good life together.
And then that
Just
can be your way to get on home. That one made me giggle. I have not done that one, but I'm sure it will work. I just
okay.
know it would because it would
Report
work.
back.
It would work
Report
on
back.
me.
You know what? I'll do it at the bar next weekend and I'll let you know.
You're like, he filed a restraining order.
Me doing it to a bartender. They're like, open or closed. And I'm like, oh, I gotta get you out of here, baby. They're like, all right, you're cut off. Like, we decided for you.
They're like, we've actually paid out the tab. If you could just leave, that'd be great.
I love the idea. If you're not visually watching, Petra, the whole like touching his hair, like as if again, call back to Superman, like taking like his one curl that's on his forehead and like tucking it back. Like I don't know many guys with like hair that's like dusting their forehead that I have to like carefully, gingerly like.
Okay, I was saying that for people that are interested in more female related relationships.
Me with a slick back bun, a guy running his fingers like through the like
through the gel. It's just crunching the whole time.
scraping.
So much gel under his fingernails. He's like, I gotta take you away from all this.
I like the idea of, I almost wrote this down and I didn't because I wouldn't do it, but I like the idea of going up to someone at the craziest place. I feel like this is obvious. Like, this is probably in movies. Like, the craziest place and being like, come here often. You know?
Yeah, I
Like,
love that one.
the
I love it.
elevator at like a gynecologist or something. Come
I
here
l-
often.
I love using that one with like wait, that's so funny. Kate. Like you're in it out. You're like literally like waiting in line for like a burrito and you're like, "Hey, you come here often."
You're in your Uber. You say to your Uber driver, come here often.
I love using that line when it's like people who you know like very well and like you're at a place that you both like you said like
Yeah.
you're at like often like if you're at your improv class and you have a crush on somebody, you go up to
okay, read me because I do.
and you just go up to them and you go,
I
"Hey,"
start crying.
you meet every single like Tuesday. You go up to them and you're like, "Hey, come here often."
Come here often.
They're like, "Actually, every Tuesday." You're like,
Or doing it to your boyfriend, like
Mhm.
you doing it to Angel.
"Yeah, he'd love that."
Oh, come here often.
Come here often. He's like,
You're just like at your place.
"Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we like literally live here, but yeah."
I love that all of these bits thus far have required a little bit of an accent.
And that's how
when,
we've learned.
When you listen back to this, every time we do a bit, we're like talking like this.
It's so weird that like we didn't really pick up that many people.
Wait,
go up
guys,
and
are these bits not working? You got to do it with the accent. Sorry, I don't know if we made that clear.
here's the thing. You want it to work? Don't use the accent. You just want to have fun? Use the accent.
Use the accent.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready for the next bit?
Always.
You're like, yes, if you could just speed through these,
Like,
that'd be a lot.
honestly, please, Petra.
Okay, this one. This one's like just stupid. Is this if there's like a lot of hot people in the room?
Okay, classic.
This is so dumb. You're gonna hate this one. I already know it.
I'm excited.
You walk in the room and you see a lot of hot people. You go, "Oh, was there a hot person convention? What's up?"
And you guys, like, that would work for Petra. Like, she would get like 5 numbers out of that. If I did that, people would be like, oh,
Oh,
she does
God.
improv, doesn't she?
You'd be like, "You were not invited to this."
I think it'd be funnier if you walk in a room of a bunch of hot people and you go, "Whoa, sorry to lower the group average. This is crazy."
You walk and you go, smash, 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 smash.
Oh, are we not playing that game?
Was that out loud?
Doing fuck, marry, kill just out loud at a bar. At like groups of 3.
That would probably work. You just go up to like a group of 3
except
guys.
the
You
person
go,
you say you
3 guys. You
for
go,
the one person that you
yes, yes. This is a hard one. This is a hard one. Okay, kill you immediately.
Oh god.
Oh,
You know, I think it's from Arrested Development. I have the photo saved on my phone that Michael Cera like sees a woman and he goes, no ring. And I just thought of that because you're doing fuck, marry, kill. You go up to a guy, oh, no ring.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
Ooh, unbetrothed, I see. Untethered, unchained.
Unchained.
As am I.
And then you bow.
Again with this fucking accent. I've like never in my life spoken to a man like this.
I'm like, this really only works if you're at the Renaissance Festival. Which is
Flirty Bits parentheses Renaissance Fair.
Oh my gosh. Which is where Kate picks up most of her men, most of her suitors.
I would never go to a Renaissance festival, and you know that.
Okay, hurtful. Let's watch. Be careful. Let's be careful with our words. I just went a couple weeks ago. Let's be nice.
I know. And our differences is what brings us closer.
And that's what I love about you, baby. That's what drives me crazy.
That's what I love about you, baby. Now that's Elvis.
Who keeps doing this? Okay. This one is another one if you're trying to leave. You're trying to get out of there. This would only work if you're in a place where everyone can hear you, like the group can hear you, and the night's just kind of like waning on, whatnot.
Bruce Wayne.
Wait, there we go. That's why I did it. It's like a game night or something, or like a kickback, or like after bars. And you look over at the guy that you want to go home with, or the person that you want to go home with, and you look
totally
at them.
Inclusive.
That's what we're all about here at Commit to the Bit. We're committed to inclusivity. You look over at the person that you want to go home with, and you go, "Honey, we got to get back and pay the sitter. Like, let's get out of here."
Oh my god, babe, we have overstayed our welcome, and you have Pilates in the morning.
You're just like basing a whole life between the two of you. You just met for the first time. You're like, listen, we got
your tea time is so early, babe. Come on, and I need to unload that dishwasher. You know it too.
We have church tomorrow. Let's go. Come on.
Church,
honey.
We're going to the sunrise mass, sweetie. Come on.
It is a school night, and I have pickup tomorrow. Let's go.
The sitter just texted me and asked when we're coming home. I love that. That's funny.
Yeah, I thought you would like that one since
I loved that one.
I know because you do
because
that.
I always ask, "How are the kids?"
Yeah, exactly. That's why I threw that one in there. And then actually, I'm gonna relinquish if you're okay with that.
Sorry, babe. We gotta get back to the sitter. It's still making me laugh. I'm picturing doing it, and it's making me laugh. If there were ever a man I wanted to go home with, I'll use it. Theme music here. Wow, wow, wow. All right. All right. Listen. I just couldn't clock my flirty bits. Like, I was trying to write these, and I just was like, have I ever flirted? When's the last time I flirted with anyone? So a lot of these are just off the tip of my dick, okay? I just like, these are not my finest moments. So everyone listen to Petra, okay? Okay? Because you know what? Like, when I was like trying to write these, I was thinking like so much of flirting is just being like, yeah, oh, I bet. Like, totally. Like, oh yeah, you think? Like, I'm like, that's my first bit. It's just like literally go into the recesses of your mind, totally like black out from like reality and just like say a bunch of those words.
Just like
That's
nod,
how I flirt.
smile, and giggle. And that's it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet you would like that, wouldn't you, Petra?
You're like, this is the
See?
that's
I'm
the only
flirting.
thing you're like, that's the only thing that's ever worked for me. So that's all I've got. Men usually
I'm
don't
like, all
like it
right,
when
I
I talk.
relinquish my turn. All right. My big one, and I do this a lot on Hinge. Yeah, I'm on the apps, all right. Give a bitch a break.
Hey, Kate's also on Raya. She could be using this on Raya too.
Yeah, so I use this one on Raya.
Brag,
Imagine if I said
brag,
that.
brag.
I'm like, so when I'm messaging Chris Rock, I say Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh god. Okay. My big thing is taking things too far too quick
Mm,
and that's why I loved Petra's bit about like the kids are home.
mhm,
I always immediately will one either start arguing with them like we're dating, like I'll
mhm.
make it really clear. And like, babe, you said last week that like I could pick or like something like I just like immediately go or
Mhm.
like someone messaged me the other day and we said like the same thing like 3 times that like we both had that like, oh, I've lived here for 5 years. Yeah, me too. Like, and I was like, oh my God, we have so much in common. And he was like, that was crazy. And I was like, is it time I meet your grandma yet? And he would, and boom. And this is when I know I like lock in with a guy. He was like, well, like if you can wait and from 2 weeks from now, I've got a family reunion. And I was like, oh my God, first date goals, like perfect. Like that is my like easy go-to. It's just like immediately off the bat, like I say a lot like how are the kids to like
Mhm,
someone.
mhm.
So listen, how are the kids? That like clearly obviously doesn't have kids. And then, like how that tumbles into Petra's bit. Well,
Yes.
we got to get home to the sitter. So that's my big bit on the apps
I
is just
love
like
that.
really quickly being like, I love you.
You're like, this is my opening line. I love you.
I've always loved you. Yeah. Or take a quote from a movie. Like, I wrote you every day for a year.
just
Shit like
just
that.
just message them, be like, you had me at hello. They haven't even said hello yet.
I'm like, in another life, I would have really loved doing taxes and laundry with you. Again with this accent. I'm sorry. I like have a normal voice I could use. Okay. This one's funny. I do this a lot. I was actually just on a date with a guy the other day and he was like, oh, for fuck's sake, let's say Katie Holmes. He was like, oh, I love Katie Holmes. Like, she's so pretty. And I always go, oh my God, people say I look just like her. Like, anytime a guy says anyone is pretty, I don't care who it is. Like, they could be like, Helen Mirren is like stunning. I'm like, oh my God, people literally always say I look just like
I look
her. Because,
exactly like her. That's
wait, that's
crazy.
you think she's pretty because people say all the time.
Okay,
Or
so
if they're
you're in
like,
love
she's,
with me.
yeah, people are like, oh my God, like she's so funny. I'm like, people say all the time that I remind them of her. So like, that's perfect.
That's crazy. We're so
No
connected.
matter what celebrity they say.
Uh,
That's one of my big things. I even do that like to like the non people I'm flirting with. I just think it's funny to always be like, wait, oh my God,
that's
me too. I'm
crazy.
also pretty.
You're like, that's crazy. The people tell me I'm a hotter version of her.
Oh my God, people literally say if she and Channing Tatum had a baby, it would look like me. So
Exactly like
that's
me.
that's
That's
perfect. I was her
crazy.
understudy actually for Batman. So, and
Christian
I was also
Bale?
Christian Bale's stunt double.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was her stunt double.
It's crazy. What a small world. So, do you have a big fat crush on me or like what?
Or like do you want to kiss me directly on the fucking lips or like
You
why are we wasting
you
time?
go, have you ever wanted to make out with Helen Mirren? I'm a great replacement.
I'm right here. Okay, speaking of that, if someone says like, oh, I really like your shirt, again, I do this to just like regular people that I'm
Mhm.
not even flirting with, but if someone's like, oh, yeah, like if they're like, you're really pretty, I go, okay, well then kiss me on the lips about it. Like I love your shoes. Okay, then kiss me on the lips, why don't ya?
You just go, fine,
Okay.
I'll make out with you. What do you want? They compliment
Okay,
you once.
so you love me. I get it. You love me.
Okay, fine, I'll sleep with you. Stop. Jesus, you're
They
so
bring up something
desperate.
I've done before. They're like, "Oh, it was so funny when you did that before." I go, "You can't stop thinking about me." I read between the lines, Buster. You fucking love
Oh
me.
my god, this is so embarrassing for you. You're so in love with me.
Oh my god, you should just say, "Are you the one writing those letters that
Uh,
keep getting delivered to my house?"
Fine, I'll marry you. You just
Oh my
seem
god,
really, really
okay.
desperate. I get it. You're pining over me, but like, let's like pump the brakes.
Kind of similar to that one. If someone bumps my hand
Mhm.
or like my arm, I'll go, "Okay. Yeah, we can hold hands." Like just fine.
if
Like
if you wanted to hold my hand, you could have just asked. Okay.
don't listen, don't do these little stunts. I don't need a pickup line. Just hold my hand, okay?
Oh my gosh. Or like if okay, obviously be very careful who you do this to, but like if somebody just needs your number for something, like if it's like I don't
Yeah,
know.
like someone at improv is like, "Oh, let's make a group chat.
Yeah,
What's your
exactly.
number?" Yeah.
Be like, "Okay, if you really just wanted my number, you could have just asked." Or like if you're
Yeah.
really
Okay, you don't have to do all these stunt like get really close to them and whisper. You don't have to do all these little tricks,
you don't have to
okay?
fake
You
a
could
group
just have my number.
you don't have to fake a group message just because you want my
Seriously,
number.
here's my number. I'll give it to you, babes.
Sweetie,
Or if someone again, be careful who you do this to, but if someone brushes against my any part of my body that
ooh.
my boobs, if someone touches my boobs, I'll go, "Was that good for you?
It
It
was
was
good
great
for
for me. Was
me.
that good for you?" Yeah, like,
Wow,
"Oh,
that did it for
did that
me.
work for you?" Woo! All right, let's get a room.
Ooh. Let's get out of here. I want to make an honest man out of you.
And then yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Oh, and my last bit is literally the same thing. I literally wrote immediately pretending someone. Oh, it's kind of different.
Mhm.
Like at a bar, um like like okay, let's say the bartender is like, "Oh, you're standing next to someone and they're like, "Oh, are you guys together?" I go, "Oh, the old ball and chain." Like immediately I'll just like pretend someone's like my husband that's like not part of the bit and I just like rope them in.
Love it. Love
Like
it.
like
Uh,
like are you saving the seat? Well, my husband won't sit next to me, so yeah, this one's open, and I like point to a stranger down the way. I do that a lot. Like I'll just like look at a guy and like assign him a role in my life.
yeah.
And they're always like so
Oh,
fucking
that's
thrown
good.
off, but I'm just like,
Come on.
yeah, I do
Commit.
that a lot.
Commit to this bit with me.
Assign them a role, and sometimes that works.
Yes. Yeah. You that's such a good one if like people like yeah, like a waiter whatnot is like, "Oh, you guys together?" You can also take it another way just to compliment them, be like, "In my deepest wildest fantasies."
Yeah, like at Starbucks, they're like, "Oh, are you two ordering together?" I go, "Oh boy, would that make my parents happy?" But no, it's just me.
I wish I could give him that good news, but I'm by
But
myself.
unfortunately, that man is not for me.
You look at him and you go,
You salute him.
"Oh, that's good." You look at him and you go, "You could make all my dreams come true right now." You could make
I also love if it's someone that's like clearly really hot, like
Mhm.
like conventionally just like across the board, like so hot, and you make a joke that like they're ugly. Like if you're standing like I know that sounds so shitty, but like imagine like you're standing next to Glenn Powell, right? And you're just like someone's like, "Oh, this." I can't even think of an example, but like they're like, "What a great night," and I'm like, "Yeah, if only he fucking put on some makeup or something." Good God, this is terrible, Or like Christian Bale with his like ripped to shred fucking body,
Mhm.
and you're just like, "Oh, well, if it's hard. Listen, it's fucking hard to look at you, but this has been lovely." Like, like
Uh,
unfortunately, like you were here, and that ruined everything for us.
You're
Like, just, like, shitting on someone who's, like, so perfect and, like, it at, like, backward compliment kind of vibe.
you you do it to somebody who's like obviously shredded. You're just like having a conversation with them. You could go, "Have you ever considered going to a gym?"
Oh my god, I'm trying this new Pilates class.
Have
I
you
know you're trying to kickstart, you know?
have you lifted weights before? You're just like so jacked.
Yeah,
You should
they're
try it.
absolutely massive, yeah.
Or just like explaining,
Or, like, picking something, "Let me get that for you."
"Listen, I don't want you to hurt yourself. So I got
Yeah, like,
this."
picking something up for them.
Yes. Or like they're just like or if they're just beautiful in general, be like, Have you tried the beauty filter? I think it would do wonders
I,
for
uh
you."
I unfortunately do that with really wealthy people too. Like
Yeah.
when the bartender is like, "Oh, together or separate?" I'm like, "Listen, this one's on me. I know things have been tough for you lately. I
I
got
I don't
this."
want you to break the bank. I don't need you to call your bank today. I've got
They're
this.
wearing like the world's biggest Rolex. Like if you go on a date with like a lawyer, you
Mhm.
know, and then
Mhm.
you're just like, "Listen, buddy, I got you.
I I've
Okay,
I've
this
got you.
this one's on me, king."
Listen, I'll get this when you can get dessert at the next place we go to.
Dessert.
Just doing that to men in general, that would sure make their blood boil. I'm sure.
This turns into like insulting men 101.
I'm like, you want a guy? Tell him he's ugly.
I have not a boyfriend in a while, but like I loved like pretending to hit on him
Mhm.
as if I never met him at like a house party. Like going
Yes.
up and being like, "God damn, they fit all that in those jeans." Like, "You want to get out of here later?" And then just like walking away.
I I love it.
Or like if they like get you a drink, you go,
Mhm.
I'm okay. I have a boyfriend. Yeah, he wouldn't like you. Yeah, you're not really my type."
Yeah, sorry. I got a hot thing waiting for me at home. I I love I
Or being like, "I have a boyfriend at home, but god damn." Like
the
like
things I would
objectifying your boyfriend.
yeah, the things I would do some nasty things to you. The accent comes out. That's the perfect time
I
for the
know.
accent.
You have to use the accent.
I love using the "Are you trying to get out of here?" to like well, of course to my boyfriend, like but doing it immediately as soon as you get to like a bar or a party,
Yeah.
like immediately, or going up to like a friend, like and you're hugging them, you're like, "Oh my gosh, so good to see you." And then you whisper in their ear, you're like, "Are you trying to get out of here? I want to take you
I mean,
home."
I hate to keep bringing it up, but the fake leaning in and kissing thing, and then being like, "Sorry, whoa, I misread the room."
I miss
I
right.
know we've said that like 100 times, but it's so good.
It's just too good to not use. I just yeah, you gotta use it. You gotta use it.
You
Ah,
gotta.
you got
I
to
relinquished my
use.
turn. That was all of my bits,
God,
unfortunately. That's all.
I'm
That's all I got.
so hot and bothered right now. This was so good. This was good for
Hey,
us.
Petra, want to get out of here?
Yes, I want you to make an honest woman out of me.
And
Please.
I think I could. I think I finally could.
You scraping the gel out of your Oh, these were
Ah!
good. These were so good. Thank you. Hey, also, just to mention, because Will Arnett, he plays Lego Batman's voice. So there you go.
Oh
Connection.
my god, our king. All right, maybe I'll watch Will Arnett's Batman, and maybe that'll make an honest woman out of my fanmanship.
It's
My
so good. I'm not lying to you. It's a
Maybe I'll become a real fan.
fanmanship. It's Lego
I didn't know the
Batman,
word.
but it's so good. You have to watch it. Not even but.
Well,
I don't even need to
he
put a
is a
but.
great voice for Batman.
Yeah,
All right,
right.
to end this podcast, give me your "I'm Batman" as if you were trying out for the
Okay,
role.
I'm ready.
That's the line.
I'm Batman. Cookie Monster? What the heck was that?
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm Batman.
Wait, that was kind of hot.
Is everybody dripping wet?
sorry,
I'm Batman.
sorry for your seats.
And just to go on the record, this is the Batman / flirting episode. If for any fucking reason you know me even lightly and I covered the top part of my face and you didn't recognize me as the city's vigilante, are you kidding me? That is so clearly Christian Bale's fucking face, the bottom half, and everyone's like, who is that?
Who is he?
Cover your whole face. Why are we talking about that? Is so stupid. He has the most identifiable mouth.
Okay,
if
love you guys. Thanks for
recognize-
checking. Thanks for listening in. You guys are the best. We'll see you next week.
I love you, Petra.
I love you, Kate.
Bye.
Bye. I'm baby.